I know it may not look like it right now, but I'm at the top of Manhattan, New York. I'm gonna be making my way all the way to the bottom, and I'm gonna be trying to use every type of public transportation New York has to offer. So obviously, the most popular public transportation in New York City is the subway. The only problem is for today, we can't use a map. So all our navigation is gonna have to come from subway walls and Uber, because we're gonna use Uber later on as well. We're gonna go down and try to find a subway station or a bus station or something to get us to our next destination.
This was actually pretty difficult considering every time I'm in the city, I'm always looking at my phone for a map.
That over there is the bus. Despite living in New York for like 6 or 7 years now, I've never ever once taken the bus. That's gonna be quite challenging. Should we go left or right? I'll say right. We low-key lost right now. There's a train station up there. I just now saw that. The thing about the subway though is up north, there's a few subway stations that are above ground. So I guess they're topway stations. I think this might be one of them. Apparently it is a subway, you can see down there. It is the Downtown 1 train. So this will take us all the way down to the ferry. We're gonna go to the park, the Central Park. And once we use the subway, same with all public transportation in this video, we can't use it again. This is our only chance to use the subway. So this will take us all the way to the ferry, but we're gonna take it to Central Park. I'm gonna have to use a map for that. This is not a map, this just shows stops.
I like PJ.
I use the subway all the time, so I was a lot more familiar with this than some of the other forms of public transportation that we were gonna use later on. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, the subway, I will say, it gets pretty crowded, but I think it's what, $2.90, $3 for a ride. On terms of price, this is a 10 out of 10. Comfort, it depends on if you get a new car or an old car, but I would say it's not bad. You probably don't wanna, do the whole Manhattan Island on it. I'd say it's a good 6 out of 10 for comfort and then 10 out of 10 for price. And efficiency, it does stop quite often because it's got so many stops. So if you want to take it from one place to another, you have to wait for all the stops. For efficiency, I'd say maybe another 6 out of 10. Cameraman slacking off. All right, this is 110. This is going to be Central Park. From Central Park, we can get like the city bikes, the Lime scooters. They have the horse-drawn carriages. They have the dudes on bikes that charge you like $100 per block. So I got no clue where we are. The guy said to go like a few blocks east. So you're gonna have to pull out your compass because I can't pull up a map. You're the YouTuber now. Do YouTube stuff. Which way is east?
To my head.
Oh, guys, we're gonna go inside of Ganja Alien's head because apparently that's east.
Yeah.
You ready? Let's go. Let's go. That way is east. Excuse me, is Central Park that way?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. We're gonna be using these later. I've never actually used any of the city bikes. You have? Yeah, and you were allowed to use public transportation, and I had to walk the whole way. It was like 7 hours of walking. Guys, you should go watch that video after this video because that was very hard to make. Anyway, we're at Central Park now. I think this is Central Park, right? Yeah, Central Park North. It's the northmost part of Central Park. Now we gotta go look for like the city bikes and stuff. Chat, is that Aura? We found the city bikes. They're right over there. Never used one of these before. Scan to unlock. Here we go, here we go, here we go. What do you mean the site can't be reached? Guys, we gotta use one of those later on in the video. I never used a bus before in New York. Find your city, search. Oh my gosh, bro. I have to download the app, bro. I guess if you already have the Lyft app, I don't know, we'll see how it works. You gotta put in your phone number, your full name, your email. Okay, it's gotta take a photo of me, bro.
All of this for a bike.
Oh. This bike is unavailable. It's got the red light. Scan another bike. I agree to city bike. I agree to city bike. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so it's 41 cents a minute. Classic bikes, the first 30 minutes are free. Or you can get a day pass. You can get a whole day for 25 bucks. This is a 10 out of 10 for pricing. Unlocking bike. Oh, heck yeah, dude. Let's get going. It's extremely smooth. Ooh, the right brake is stiff as frick. I guess we're not actually going anywhere with this because we only have one. I have a cameraman. The city bike took forever to get set up. I had to sign up and everything just to use the bike. Yeah, and the app telling me that it was gonna be free for the first 30 minutes was a lie because they charged me $5.
So for the city bike, price is definitely the biggest advantage here. It's super cheap. In terms of efficiency, I had to download the app. I had to sign up for it and everything. I guess if you already have the app, it'll be pretty efficient. Price, 10 out of 10, by far. Efficiency, for like short areas, this is very convenient, very versatile, but it's not very efficient when going long distances. So I'd give it like a 7.5. Comfort though, it's very comfortable, very ergonomic. And the gears, bro, it doesn't like click into any gear. It's just tension. Absolute 10 out of 10 on comfort. All right, we're going back to the docking station. What would you rate it?
69.
69 out of 30?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have to find another way to actually make some ground. I don't want to use an Uber yet. Uber is our like last Hail Mary. Here's a little advice if you're visiting New York or any city that has, you know, these things. I'll put up on screen, or Sammy will put up on screen. Do not just ride and go with it. You gotta like set a price for the destination. So you gotta talk to the dude, be like, how much would it be to go 2 blocks down and 2 blocks to the right? They'll give you a price, and then you can judge if it's worth it or not. If not, then you'll get on and they'll charge you like $30 a minute, and it's ridiculous. You gotta keep that in mind, and that's what we're gonna do today. At the other side of Central Park is Billionaires Row. That's where the iconic, you know, New York City, like I'm walking here, forget about it. That's where that part of New York starts. And that's where traffic is gonna get crazy and it's gonna be more difficult. You should go jump in the water.
No.
You can't say that, it's a family-friendly channel. Fun fact, Central Park is actually, it's larger than the country of Monaco. So once we get to the end, we'll have walked the entire length of Monaco. Although hopefully we can find some sort of transportation before then. I don't know this dude. Found one of the human-drawn carriages. Oh, how much to get to the other side of the park? $40 for both of us? Yeah. I've never taken one of these before. Yeah. It's crazy. I've lived here for 6 years and I've never been on one of these. Obviously for $40, you're not paying to get from one place to another quickly and efficiently and cheaply, but the price of that trip came from the experience and the views that you got around Central Park. I know I keep saying this throughout the video, but I've lived in New York for like 6 or 7 years. And if I would have found this sooner, I would have used it a lot more. It's kind of scammy and it's a tourist trap, but isn't everything in New York a tourist trap? Holy crap, that was incredible. Open carriage in the middle of Central Park. We have the bus, taxi, Uber, so we gotta make use of those three to make it to the South Ferry. But as you just saw, set a price beforehand, and then you can see if it's worth it or not. I'm gonna stop you right there and just say that we have a month to reach 1,000 subscribers, and we're gonna add an extra episode to our $20 weekend series. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like the video, and let's get back to it. We'll make it to a bus stop. Ah, here we go. So where are we? I also have no clue how often this bus comes. Wait, what line do we take? The M2. This is the M2 train. Bus.
What's that?
I'm filming a YouTube video. Could you turn that down?
So normally on the bus, it's pretty simple to get where you're going, but since we can't use maps, kind of just have to wait because they don't have a map in here. So we just gotta time it right. The bus on comfort, I really can't give it an accurate comfort rating because there's a lot of people here. We can't sit down. I'll give it a full rating once we get off.
S tier cameraman. It's not even holding the camera. I am. Once the bus turns, the first stop after it turns is where we're gonna get off. All right, bus just turned, so we're getting off at this stop. You still got that compass, right? That way, I believe, is south, right? Gonna go to this street and head south and hail a taxi, which I've never done before, believe it or not. All of these things I'm saying, like I've never done before. I've been lived here for 6 years, 6 or 7. Hello. The Oculus. Now this is my first time ever taking a taxi in New York City, and it's not all it's cracked up to be. It was tight. It felt like a cop car in the back. They had a little screen playing ads, but it was kind of cool to go around the streets at ground level. I kind of felt like I was LARPing in my own city. Let's just go ahead and start with efficiency. That's like a 2, bro. It took us so long. Price, that was 24 after tip. So price, I'd get like a 5, 4 or 5. The comfort, that was super comfortable. We got a lot of leg room, cushioned seats. Don't use a taxi when you come to New York, dog. There's so many cars on the street. You wanna know the great thing about New York? I can film in this mall and nobody's gonna come up and make sure that I'm saying good things about the mall. Dubai. We are at the corner of Cortlandt Street and Broadway, and we are about to order an Uber. I've never bought an Uber in New York City. I've heard they're super cheap. I don't even know where my Uber app is, dog. I haven't used it since Dubai. That's us. The Uber wasn't much different besides the fact that it wasn't like a built taxi. It was just someone's car. So it had a lot more legroom. It was more comfortable. And it was surprisingly more efficient, which I don't think has anything to do with it being Uber over a taxi. It's just, it was like in a less populated part of town, I think. I don't know. But it was a lot quicker. But that one was okay. So Uber comfort, that one was definitely higher than the taxi. I'd say about a 8 or 9. Efficiency is way more efficient than the taxi with payment method. So I'll give it like a 6. Price, it was $14. That's a pretty good price. So I'll give that like a 8 out of 10. Our last form of public transportation is the Staten Island Ferry. Now this is a boat that goes between Staten Island and Manhattan once every 30 minutes. It takes about 30 minutes, so it goes there, it comes back, and it is 100% free. Now I mentioned this in my walking all of New York City video, and I had a bunch of people that I knew personally that live here that had no clue this existed. It's definitely a gem, and if you ever come to New York, use it because it gives you a great view of the Statue of Liberty for free. Hey Sammy, it's you. It's you, Sammy. It's Sammy. Sammy. Look at that freaking Dunkin' Donuts in here, dog. Oh, where do you work? The Dunkin' Donuts on the ferry. You get great views. Usually that platform out there is just completely open. No windows or anything. All right, that is the Staten Island Ferry. Very comfortable. You could sleep on it. I'm saying that from experience. Well, I'd say about an 8 out of 10 on comfort. Efficiency is 1 every 30 minutes. And when you're trying to get on and off, there's a lot of crowded people. I've never had it. Leave without me. Efficiency, I'd say about a 7. Price, obviously, it's free. So for the subway, I don't know, we give something a 10 out of 10. So I guess we got to give this one an 11 out of 10 or an infinity out of 10 because there is no cost. It just doesn't apply to this one. The ferry holds a bunch of people. And I can't stress how much it being free means because a lot of people in Staten Island work in the city, and when they get up, instead of taking the train or taking a taxi, they take the ferry straight over to the city. So it being free saves so many people so much money. We're back at Penn Station now, about in the middle of New York, but we took every form of public transportation that I know of to get from the very top to the very bottom. If there's any other forms of public transportation in New York City that I don't know about, comment down below. I'll make a short out of it or something. What got the best review again? I don't remember. But I'll tell you, apart from numbers, the one that I use the most, and I think everybody else uses the most, is the subway. The subway is just extremely convenient. It's super cheap. It's not the most comfortable, but you're not riding it for a very long time. So I'm gonna say the subway is probably the best way to get from north to south. Subscribe.